Hi everybody, I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Pat Cavlin here with another update on the flooding situation and the rain situation here across southeast Texas. We're taking a live look here at the East Tex Freeway crossing over the San Jacinto River. You can see that river level is very high, but still not over the roadway, so traffic is still flowing here. However, they're keeping a very close eye on this spot because of how high the water has come up. So a flood warning is in effect, a river flood warning is in effect for the San Jacinto River at Highway 59, and you could see the flood gauge there, the river gauge, is indicating yellow, meaning that flooding is possible at that point. So just keep that in mind, especially if that's a way that you get home at the end of the day. Farther to the north, Caney Creek is out of its banks. That's at FM 2090, and as a result, they have a river flood warning in effect for Caney Creek. That goes all the way through Friday. You might be thinking, well, wait a minute, I thought the rain was going to end tomorrow. That's the case, but it takes these rivers days to go back into their banks for the levels to come down to that point. So that river warning in effect until Friday evening. Other side of town, several creeks out of their banks on the northwest side of town. Makes sense. That's where the heaviest rain has been so far. Mound Creek at FM 362, 3 Mile Creek at Joseph Road, Walnut Creek at Joseph Road, Mill Creek at 1486, all out of their banks. Farther to the south, we've got Langham Creek at Clay Road and Maid Creek at Greenhouse Road. These are both at the point of flooding possible, meaning they're getting to the tops of their banks. And that's important because these two waterways flow into the Addicks Reservoir. The good news, though, is that from the Addicks Reservoir, following this blue line here indicating Buffalo Bayou, all of the flood gauges downstream from the reservoir along Buffalo Bayou are in the green, meaning that flooding is unlikely. Back to the east side of town, Lake Houston is actually over its spillway, so water is flowing up and over the dam. The good news, though, downstream from that, no flood warnings, and the flood gauges there in the green, meaning flooding is unlikely. And as we check out the rest of the city, all of the flood gauges here within the Beltway are in the green, along White Oak, along Buffalo Bayou, Sims, Braze. Everything looks okay at the moment. We're going to keep a very close eye on this, though, because radar is starting to fill in quite a bit. So for much of the day, the heaviest rain has been focused from the city in north and west. Now into the city, we're getting heavy rain, and down to the south of the city, we're getting quite a bit of rain. That's going to fill in and stick around here as we go through the next few hours. We'll start south first, places to the south and east of downtown here from the Loop out towards the Beltway, heavy rain coming down, out towards Brookside Village, getting into League City, all the way down the Gulf Freeway towards Galveston. No thunder or lightning, so nothing severe, just really heavy rain. Back into the city itself, downtown is dry at the moment, but going to the west, places like the Heights, getting into River Oaks, as you cross over into Memorial, this is where we're seeing some heavy rain out towards the Energy Corridor, heavy rain off and on, and that extends all the way out towards Katy as well. Up to 90 through Cypress, Hempstead, and then as you get into Grimes County, Montgomery County, this is where rainfall totals have been prolific over the last 48 hours. Upwards of 10 to 15 inches of rain have fallen. More rain coming down on top of that. And then finally back off to the west along I-10 west of Katy towards Columbus. Heavy rain, couple thunderstorms. One thunderstorm down towards Port Lavaca. Not severe at this point. Keeping an eye on it, though, with all the lightning that's starting to burst from it. But that's pretty much the picture that we're looking at, is just a ton of rain filling in for pretty much the entire area. And that's what we're going to see here as we go through the rest of the afternoon, as all of this rain continues to fill in. So areas that have been dry, not dry anymore. And that's what we're going to look like here over the next few hours. So there's Future Track doing an okay job at pointing out where the rain's falling right now. Falling a little behind on Brazoria County, but watch this through the evening. Has a pretty good handle, bringing that rain into Houston and then eventually to the coast. I would say this stays with us through 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And once we get towards those hours, things start to thin out. I think we could see some downpours and showers linger at the coast. And if that's the case, flooding could become an issue down the island. But otherwise, the city and points north and west finally catching a break before another round comes in after 1 in the morning. That'll take us through 3, 4, 5 o'clock. As we get into Thursday morning with heavy rain pushing through. The good news, though, is that this is pretty progressive. It's fast moving. We could, though, just a second point, though, down towards the coastal spots overnight, we could see a couple feisty thunderstorms. Notice these areas here that are kind of bowing out. Damaging wind gusts not out of the question here. Maybe a couple water spouts offshore that could try to come on shore. Just be on your guard there. I think, though, once you get closer to the city, that threat drops down pretty fast. And then finally, 7, 8 o'clock Thursday morning, We see improvements. A couple showers left over, but through the afternoon, not only do we dry out, but sunshine starts to come out, and we finally start to see improving weather. That's the name of the game here as we go through the next 18 to 24 hours. Gradual improvements by tomorrow morning. Until then, though, heavy rain is out there. Beware of high water spots and beware of rivers and creeks starting to get close to their banks. We're going to have a full breakdown on this coming up again at 3 o'clock. And then, of course, a detailed look at your extended forecast on the 411 here on KHOU 11 News. Hope to see you then.